Leader of the National Unity Party. Um, the leader of National Unity Party is here. The standard bearer of this new party, National Unity Party, Abdoulie Jammeh. He too is here to file his nomination. The second leader for today. So Mr. Jammeh is one of the country's newest politicians. It was only this year, just September, when he was unveiled, he was chosen as the standard bearer of National Unity Party. This party was formed by the likes of former Secretary General Usman Jammeh. Usman Jammeh served in former President Jammeh's government. So they were the people who set up this party. But in choosing a flag bearer, they scouted a number of citizens. So Abdoulie Jammeh happened to be the one they settled for. So Abdoulie Jammeh will be leading this party into this election, next month's election. He too is accompanied by his supporters. You can see his supporters running behind his vehicle, his motorcade, a three-car motorcade, a three-car convoy carrying the National Unity Party leader, Abdoulie Ibrahim Jammeh. Mr. Jammeh is from Ilyasa. He's from Badibu. He's from Ilyasa. He was the former Director General of the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. He was removed from that role last year, I believe. Yes. So he also worked at some point at the PMO, Personnel Management Office. He was a civil servant first before working at the Civil Aviation. So this is the nomination of Abdoulie Jammeh. He too will be taking his turn to file his nomination. He will be the second leader for today. We have one more leader to go. So Mr. Jammeh will also come here and fulfill the necessary rituals of meeting the officials of the IEC and turning in his nomination documents. That is Mr. Jammeh's Ford white car there. Actually, it is a four-car convoy. So in case you are joining us, this is the Independent Electoral Commission. We're bringing you a live broadcast of the nomination of Mr. Abdoulie Jammeh, one of the contenders in this election. He too is here to face officials of Election House. A security officer speaking to Mr. Jammeh there. So Abdoulie Ibrahim Jammeh has come out. He has alighted his vehicle. That is him there in his face mask, face covering. Mr. Jammeh too is here, one of those leaders who will be contesting the election next month, surrounded by his supporters, security officers, as well as pressmen and presswomen. There goes Mr. Jammeh, about to enter the IEC compound. He has entered through the small gate, and he will also go straight to the nomination tent, where he will. There goes Mr. rubbing his hands there. I think some hand sanitizer was given to him. The nomination here of Ibrahim Jammeh. So Mr. Jammeh is from Ilyasa village in Badibu. So there goes the inside, there goes the outside. Some of his supporters who are here to assist him in filing his nomination. So, I was able to interview Mr. Jammeh. His first exclusive interview was with me after he was newly selected by this party to be their standard bearer. He is saying he wants to change the country. He wants to move the country to the next level in terms of development. He also talked about how he was invited, how he was approached by this party and invited to lead the party. But he had to consult his family, his friends, before he could accept the invitation. Mr. Jammeh's supporters there are still trying to find their way into the IEC compound. Some of the people who have accompanied him taking their seats. So it's his very first time that he is doing this. He has never been a politician. All his life he has been a technocrat. He has been a technocrat. That's Mr. Jammeh there. He has taken his seat.
Once again, welcome.
Thank you.
And we have the documents you bring to the consideration.
He has taken his seat. That is the chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission.
December. You're going to submit them.
Mamur Njai. Momar Njai, sorry.
Checklist.
Yeah.
Our checklist.
Yeah.
And
He is handing over his documents.
you come this way.
He is handing over. So Mr. Jammeh has a vast resume. He has a vast CV.
Banjul International Airport Improvement Project non ko abiti kulle e bedugol airport do pour golle airport en jaha yeso ko project mudum wadanno ton ko makko
Is Mr. one of the officials of Mr. Jammeh there. So he has a 35 years distinguished public service career. This man So if you look at Mr. Jammeh's education and training there, he obtained a master's degree in development management, PGD information systems from Glasgow Caledonian University, UK in 1994. There you go, the nomination of Abdoulie Jammeh here at the IEC. That is the Chief Electoral Officer there, Mr. Sambujang. Abdoulie Jammeh's nomination here at the election house. That's Mr. Jammeh there. So he too is going into this full of confidence. He's brimming with confidence. In October, that was last month, he held a big rally in Brikama, where he said that it's all over after thousands of citizens accepted the party's invitation to attend its first ever rally. So he too is one of those candidates. Some of his documents there have been passed on there. Mr. Jammeh's nomination here at the IEC. Still the election house officials going through his papers there. It's been a very busy week for these IEC officials. The administrators of elections in the Gambia. Mr. Jammeh's nomination. Sambujang still going through the documents. So today the day kicked off with that of Papa Fall, the nomination of Papa Fall, the independent aspirant. He was first to be here to submit his papers. So Mr. Jammeh brings it to 24, the leaders who have appeared before officials of the IEC to either file in their nomination or to let the officials know that they are withdrawing. Nomination will be all over today. Today will mark the end of this exercise. You will have the last, the very last, at that, leader in Yusufa Dumbuya. He will be here at 12:30 to turn in his documents. So Mr. Njai has taken back his seat. The CEO of the election house. It's been absolutely enervating, this. A lot of Gambians have shown interest in this process. People want to know who is qualified and who is not qualified. And tomorrow, Saturday, will make everything clear. They're still talking, going through the papers. Mr. Abdoulie Jammeh there. Looking very calm. The soft-spoken Abdoulie Jammeh. So one fact about Abdoulie Jammeh is that he is in-laws with UDP leader Ousainou Darboe. One of his daughters is married to Mr. Darboe's only son. So that is a key fact about you have in-laws facing each other in this election. So yesterday featured President Adama Barrow but Esa Fall. Esa's nomination didn't go as planned, didn't go the way he wanted it. Esa spent the whole day complaining. He said his Gele vans were taken from him. He said his nomination was sabotaged by the NPP, that he entered into a contract with the Gambia Transport Union for 200 Gele vans to convey his supporters to the IEC, only for officials of the NPP to go there and scooper their deal, scooper their contract by offering the drivers a better deal. And so the drivers refused to transport his supporters. He was visibly upset by that, calling it the worst political sabotage in the political history of the country. So yesterday, another person who submitted his documents was the independent Sheikh Matar Nyang, not much is known about him, and he doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to talk to us about who he is, where he comes from, what he does. The IEC chairman, Aliou Momar Njai. Yesterday, the president also advised officials of the IEC to remain independent, that this is the only way that can make their job easy, the issue of remaining or staying independent. He gave that advice to officials of the IEC, quite similar to his 2016 advice. In that election too, he asked the IEC to officials to be fair. This time around, he's asking them to be independent. Mr. Njai there? He's under a lot of pressure to deliver this with care, with sang-froid. But what pressure can surpass that of 2016? When former President Jammeh was here, he appeared before the old man, looking very intimidating, bullying the IEC boss. And you have at one point the IEC boss saying, I told them that they don't have to worry, this election is going to be very fair. I remember that very well. The 87-year-old Aliou Momar Njai. And to tell you one thing, Mr. Jammeh's supporters are here. They have also turned out in their numbers to show support and solidarity to their leader, Mr. Jammeh. Earlier on, we saw Papa Fall, who came with only his wife and a few people, driving himself.
ko famɗi duuɓi capantati ana ɗum foti heɓ te noon ko ma kempina jangde secondary school senior secondary school ko ma janga ha kempina ɗum e ma o level ɗum ne ka heɓi ɗum ta ɗi moƴƴi dal te noon ko ma mona ɗantama ɗi duuɓi jowi jawtuɗi fof ana ɗi waɗi e nder leydi Gambia e ɗo
Mr. Jammeh still waits
e ko ɗo koɗɗa dal leydi Gambia ɗo koɗɗa ɗo ɗum foti heɓde dal e noon
still waits to be given his own letter.
yimɓe temelle jowo guluje jowo dal yimɓe guluje jowo ko ɓen potma wat nominé dal
some of his NUP. So the National Unity Party's color is orange. That is their color. We saw one of the independent candidates who came with the orange color, Mamadou Ba. He came here wearing orange with an orange flag and an orange shirt. And he was informed that orange belongs to someone in this contest. So orange belongs to this party, National Unity Party. National Unity Party, they have their office situated at
e pour ɓe
Abuko.
mbawa suɓo daroɗa pour président yaaji nden noon manifeste ɗum woni ko parɗa gollo
You have Ousmane Jammeh as the party secretary general and leader, the former secretary general and head of the civil service.
haalama ɗo ko heewi ko abite kulle on fanna kono noon a wawa won ɓiɗɗo leyɗele ɗiɗi ma wona ɓiɗɗo leydi Gambia tan e pour mbawa daro président nden noon bakka kala jula Allah jarama jarama Alhaji Isa.
So the IEC officials there, we still wait.
Electoral Commission Alhaji Aliou Mamadou Ndiaye aɗo candidate ɗum pagata o sasa ida korna men ada yimmo filina walla so filina walla onanti tablingi.
So another interesting fact about NUP is that this is actually one of the 5 remaining political parties in the Alliance for Change 2021 CA-led coalition, but that coalition, it would appear, is now dead. The NUP pulled out of that alliance. That is Mr. Jammeh being handed his letter.
I'll let you know.
So NUP was one of the parties that was supposed to sign an MOU at an event that was Mr. Jammeh has been, and there goes his supporters congratulating him by making some noise. So he will head straight to the reporters to field questions. So him and his party pulled out of that alliance. They were supposed to sign. There was an announcement, and then a signing ceremony was held at Paradise Suites Hotel, only for Mr. So there goes Mr. Jammeh. They did not turn up at that signing ceremony.
Well, thank you very much. That's a very important question. It's going to be a spectrum of priorities, really. But I would first start with security, because we all know about the security situation in this country. And we are aware of the linkages in terms of the economy to security itself. If you look at the drivers of our economy, for example, right now we're in the tourist season, and we know that tourism cannot thrive without good security. We know, of course, the fact that over the past 2 years we had this pandemic, which is COVID, and it seriously disabled that industry. But we know that we're coming out of that at the moment. But we are also aware that it's a very volatile industry, and that if you don't fix the security situation, it could also lead to another damage to that industry. And tourism is a major driver of our economy. We also know that our health system requires a lot of fixing. There should be immediate fixes as well. Of course, the other time I read something on the social media about a senior consultant at the hospital. He tweeted that before patients could visit the hospital, they needed to take an X-ray outside before coming to the hospital. And we think that's really an appalling situation, and that's something that we need to fix. And of course, generally the delivery of healthcare in the country, throughout the country, is something that we need to fix. Of course, we also need to rebalance our economy, because that's where we need to get the necessary and the required funding to support all our programs. So in a sense, it's quite a range of priorities that we have across all sectors, across all industries.
So, do you have any designated policy for people with disabilities? What are they?
Well, our government is going to be a very inclusive government. It's going to take care of people, regardless of their status and station in life and their physical ability as well. So yes, we do have a very strong and emphasis on providing for disability. In fact, we don't really consider them as disabled. They may be persons of reduced mobility, but they have some ability, or they are called differently able people.
So, Mr.
Well, of course, we will implement TRC in all its facets. in terms of establishing the truth as a matter of public record, but also we also want to see how reparation is done as well in terms of people who are affected, not necessarily imprisoning people, but we know that people have been affected and they need to be supported through life for the rest of their lives. We'll provide for that as well, and we support that. We also believe in reconciliation. That's key because nobody wants to preside over a divided country. We are all one people. We need to find a way of keeping certain things in the past, and be able to move forward as one country.
So
hence the name of our party, the National Unity Party.
So are you saying no justice because you're saying not necessarily not jailing people? Will your transitional justice not have any justice?
Of course there is justice because you need to bring closer, to some of the issues of injustice in the country. But I'm saying that the emphasis should be more on reconciliation and also reparation, not in the sense of financial rewards, but also supporting people through life. Because certain disabilities or certain losses in life will require some support right through the rest of their lives.
Okay, Mr. Jammeh, you talk about addressing the security system, but you didn't tell us how or the mechanism that you have to address the security system. So could you tell us how are you going to address the security system?
Well, we know that post-2016, there was a clear pronouncement on security sector reform. We embarked on it as a nation. A lot of resources were deployed, but we have not seen it being implemented in any way. Our government will take priority in terms of trying to review that particular review itself and sort of implement all the relevant recommendations, and of course to really reorganize our security outfit, resource them fully to make them useful for purpose.
Are you open to join coalition with any political party or independent aspect?
Well, I've always said that coalitions are something to be considered, but we are going to coalesce on the basis of principle, and that if we come into any coalition, we want to ensure that the interests of the nation, of the people, the citizens of this country, is actually sacrosanct.
Before you go, you talk about the coalition here, the interest of the nation.
Yeah.
But most people say it's difficult to find out what is national interest. For you, what is national interest?
Well, national interest is to get a government that will provide for everybody across all sectors, across all levels of society. Someone talked about disability as well. We're also going to talk about the vulnerable groups in society, women and youth. But also we believe that, as a national unity government, we should be able to bring the entire country together. We know that the country is seriously divided over political lines, and that we need to be able to bring them together, in order to push the country forward.
Mr. Jammeh, what plans do you have for us? We have the IEC making some participation regarding your name. Can you please tell us the official name?
My name is Abdoulie Jammeh. The Ibrahim is the middle name. So that is what's reflected in all my documents there.
Something that has been a gateway for most of the African countries, especially Gambia, specifically. What will you do differently?
What we'll do differently is we're going to set up an anti-corruption commission. And we're going to ensure that the required institutions are in place, plus the required laws as well. Because we believe that corruption kills a country. It kills the people and kills the entire civilization. Now, we're talking about a lot of things. How do we grow our economy? We know we cannot just take recourse to our internal resources alone. We also need to get FDIs, foreign direct investment, and they need some secure environment to invest. And of course, we know that we need to also create an environment called ease of doing business, and an environment where you have corruption that's non-existent. So it's a priority for us, and we're going to set up institutions and the laws to ensure that we get rid of corruption. I understand time is up.
have a quick one-to-one, if I can have a quick one-to-one with him. He is coming out now. He is coming out now, so I'll try to see if I can get a quick one-to-one with Mr. Jammeh. That is Mr. Jammeh. He's ready. He has completed speaking to reporters. He has completed speaking to reporters. He's heading that way. They are taking him to his vehicle now. So I am not sure I will. He has gone back into his car, so this is not going to be possible. So this is how the atmosphere is looking like. The Abdoulie Jammeh nomination here at the IEC. He has completed filing his nomination. You can see from the live pictures there some of his supporters that are here to help him file his nomination at election house. So this is the situation. This is the situation here. They have started moving now. Mr. Jammeh in his vehicle there, surrounded by his security. That's the nomination exercise of Abdoulie Jammeh here at the Independent Electoral Commission. He's heading back now. He too is done with his own nomination. So this is the election house. So let me see if I can talk to Saidina. Saidina is actually one of the officials of National Unity Party, one of the spokespeople of National Unity Party. Mr. Jaju, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr.
How are you feeling about your day, your own day?
If you look at our Facebook post, we've been saying something very, very significant, that change is imminent. That we are going to do things that no one else has done, or at least not everybody has done. In fact, if you see today, you're one of the parties that have submitted all the required documents to the IEC. So it's a relief. I can say we are moving on the right direction towards the change that we are opting for.
Are you going to win?
Trust me, Mr. Njai, on the 5th of December, I will call you. We are very optimistic. We know what we are doing on the ground. The National Unity Party has a different mechanism. Politics is not all about the social media. It's not all about howling. You know, the normal ranting system of the Gambian political system. You know, we meet the people directly. They are the real economy. They are the people who knew their problems better. They are the people we are going to govern. So obviously they deserve that benefit of the doubt. We go to them directly. We interact with them to understand what their problems are and how they think that the country should be moving. That is why our manifesto is dubbed as the People's Manifesto. It's been developed by the people in the entire country. So
the National Unity Party is one of the parties that is filled with a lot of young people. He's one of the young people that are moving this party. But then also, why did you decide to pull out of the Alliance for Change 2021 coalition? I mean, you were part of this, one of the 5 parties that was supposed to append its signature to the MOU, only for you to fail to show up.
Not basically we pulled out. You know, like the president said, His Excellency Abdoulie Jammeh, we would not get into coalitions for convenience. I'm not saying it was based on convenience, but we believe that it wasn't, you know, it was a little bit early because we have to go through certain stages. And in fact, the National Unity Party has a different system. Not just the party leader has the decision, it has the entire decision. He has to go back to the National Executive Committee, sit with them, talk to them, show them what the recommendation or what the agreement was before it's been signed. So this is why we are able to, we are still reviewing it, we are still reviewing the agreement, but we've not arrived at a consensus yet. But it doesn't necessarily mean we pulled out of it.
There are rumors that you are mulling for entering into an alliance with UDP.
Rumors are just rumors, so let's leave it at that. But we are very, very open to alliances.
So where are you people heading to now? Or you are escorting him back to his house?
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yes.
You know, we are heading to our office, say a few 1 or 2 things, and take the president himself to his house, inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Jaju. So, that is Saidina Jaju. He's one of the officials of one of the communication officials of Gambia, the National Unity Party, speaking to me there. So that is the nomination of Abdoulie Jammeh. He is heading back now. So he's the second leader. We have the last leader for this whole entire process, Yusufa Dumbuya and his Democratic Party. The DP party has been registered, one of the 18 political parties in the country, legally registered. So he too, not much is known about him. He is based in the United States, but he will be here. He will be here to submit his own papers to officials of Election House. So after that, that will bring us to the end of nomination for president for 2021. So this is how it is going to look like. I think Mr. Dumbuya will be coming at 12 o'clock. That is when he will be here at the IEC to submit his own nomination papers. We will be back shortly. You stay tuned. Thank you.